Aloha, friends and neighbors. This is Roland Frost, Kona Astrologer, and we're on show 925. We're going to go through the last week in August for you. I'm sitting here at a very interesting time. Tonight, the hurricane is supposed to hit Hilo side and cross over the Big Island and hit Dakota side. Holy cow. Anyway, I'm working on the last week in August for you. Let's take a look at the details of it. I've drawn you up a chart, and you can see the sun here is in the last degree of Leo while you're watching this, and it's going to go into Virgo and stay in Virgo for the next week, 10 days. Not a bad spot for the sun, although there is going to be an opposition to Neptune. So there's some aversion. We don't like Neptune. Neptune is the ocean. Neptune is bad smells. Neptune. Sun opposes Neptune August 29th. That's Friday. There's a new moon August 30th at 2 Virgo on Saturday. But we're not going to be liking Neptune much. It could be liquids. Could be all sorts of drugs and liquids. Big issues in this country we live in. Mars is headed up towards Saturn. Yeah, Mars is going from 16 to 22, Scorpio, and Saturn's at 18. And so, you know, if you're on the Thursday show, this next weekend for you, Mars is going to be going by Saturn. And the question is, will that put out the fire, or will that energize the bad guys into doing more bad stuff? This is the greater malefic, according to ancients, and this is the lesser malefic, and so they are meeting in Scorpio, which is a fixed sign. So if they start fighting and doing bad stuff, you know, Saturn can be really bad. The judge could get angry. And when he does, he's going to take it out on Venus here and Jupiter. Jupiter's at 8 Leo, Venus is at 12. So Venus is moving up there to square Mars and Saturn. The girls are going to come out and say, stop the violence, stop all this dreadful blood. You know, and I don't know, Venus could be in the way here. Might not work too well. So she's in some danger. And let's look at this pattern day by day. Let's see, anything else of note here? We still have the Uranus-Pluto square. And here I am on Thursday morning, 6:30, I had an earthquake. Felt it. Usually don't feel them. So I got more serious about the hurricane. Even though I believe it's a Jupiter event. Let's take a look at this more. If you're on the Thursday night show, where you're supposed to watch this show on the 21st of August, the moon is in Cancer, and we're all feeling things deeply. Friday morning, the moon will still be in Cancer to get close to the middle of the day, and then it shifts into Leo. Once you're in Leo, people start to overdo things. You're in the Jupiter zone. Late Friday night, early Saturday morning, the moon goes by Jupiter in Leo, and there's lots of laughing and partying and playing, lots of thunder and lightning. Yes, there's 2 hurricanes. I think the second one on Kauai, according to my prediction, produces beautiful lightning. Anyway, so Saturday should be a nice day. If classic old-timers are right, this is the greater benefic. Here's the lesser benefic. Okay? And, you know, these guys, they're here early, and so Saturday morning, the moon goes by Jupiter first, and there's laughing and expansion, and let's go do so, expand. There's a good feeling. Oftentimes, people are so optimistic here that they will, I used to track gold, doesn't work quite so much anymore, but classically everybody's so, what do you call it, benefic optimism reigns, And so they want to sell their gold and go do new things. That's Jupiter. So the price of gold goes down. You'll see. Anyway, first hits Jupiter early in the morning. Wake up, wake up, and then go back to bed because the moon's going to hit Venus here about breakfast time, and there's sweets and goodies and sex, and so this is quite a neat time, all at 8 to 12 degrees. Hopefully, the Mars square, which starts at 16, it could be a little rough, and there. You know, as you get to that part of your Saturday, it's in the evening. There, I marked it in red. So here's the Mars. And so, you know, things get a little rougher and a little more angry. And those that didn't get goodies in the morning are going to get selfish. And this is dinner time and after dinner and well into the evening. In fact, you'll still be feeling it Sunday morning. Here's the Saturn hit, the square from Saturn, Sunday morning, and you feel depressed and angry, and the great malefic, the judge, the rules, the regulations. Why do we have all these lines and signs on the roads? Saturn, too many laws. Why do they call those guys lawmakers? How about somebody go undo some laws? Anyway, Saturn rages, huh? That's kind of what Saturday night, Sunday morning's about. By the time you get to the end of Sunday, the moon leaves Leo and goes into Virgo. All the vibes change. Monday morning you wake up, moon's in Virgo. You're looking at a new moon at 2 degrees of Virgo. That's not too bad. It does oppose Neptune a bit. You could continue to have trouble with doctors and drugs and oil and gas and, you know, burn that incinerator. Hey, are they going to fire it up with coal or with oil? Anyway, you're probably going to dislike Neptune through the whole month because this new moon is within 4 degrees of opposing it. So people are going to lose faith in faith. You shouldn't be believing stuff anyway. You got to use common sense. That's Uranus. The age of belief was Pisces, 2,000 years of that. And now we're in the age of rationale, secular thinking, common sense. Well, enough of that. Discovery happens Monday night. There's a trine to Pluto. New things pop up. New ideas. Dive deep. Yeah. Tuesday morning, nice. Mercury's happy. The kids are happy. And here's Saturn, too. Everybody got organized Tuesday in the middle of the day. And Mars is with them. It looks like constructive work could be done. You discover what you need. You talk it over in the morning. You make a good plan, and you execute in the afternoon. So first comes the talk, then comes the planning, time and money, and then comes the execution here in the afternoon of Tuesday, August 26th. Could get a lot done. Hope you do. You can continue the job through Wednesday, at least to the middle of the day. And then the moon shifts into Libra, and everything changes again. Well, the Hawaiians used to say you got to do the job in one day. Because sometimes these changes are fairly radical. In this case, this Libra thing is going to turn on the old problems with electricity and power and control, a feeling of alone. The Uranus-Pluto square, eek. But before you get there, early Thursday morning, the moon's still in Libra. Here's a nice sextile to Jupiter. Here comes wisdom and natural knowing. And I hope it helps you Thursday morning, because by the time you get to the middle of the day, even before lunch, here's a square to Pluto. And eek, a bug, panicky stuff. You know, too much Pluto. All you see on TV is sharks and zombies. And I'm awful tired of those things. Pluto things. Let's talk about recycling. Anyway, here's Uranus. The interruptions come in Thursday night when the moon opposes Uranus. And you feel shaky and you worry over earthquakes and tornadoes. And here's this feeling of aloneness, huh? Now, you're kind of used to this. A couple months ago, it was happening on your weekends, and then it worked back into Fridays, and now it's worked back into Thursdays. So you could call this the eek a bug, I'm all alone syndrome. And it's on Thursday. Yeah. Friday morning, Venus's day. And you know what? Here's Venus, and here's the North Node, which is a lot of nurturing and niceness. In this case, it comes along with Venus Friday morning, August 29th. Now, this is early. I mean, here we're really talking in a way, well, these lines are 2 a.m. in the morning, and so each one of these graduations is 2 hours. So the Venus comes in right here. It's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Of course, it's different for everybody's chart, moves a little bit this way or that way, but basically, Friday is Venus's day, Vandradi, Freya in the Norse. That's why it was named after Freya. She's Venus to the Northmen. And stay in bed and get some enjoyment out of life Friday morning. The vibes kind of continue through most of Friday, but here about midnight, the moon shifts into Scorpio, and it changes again. And in this case, you're going into the Mars zone. Now, I don't know if you can still get by with the loving sweetness of Venus here Friday night, because this is 2 a.m., there's midnight, here's 10 o'clock p.m., the moon shifts into Scorpio, and things could change a lot. But now I think it's good. There's still a lot of bliss, a lot of good feeling around, because Saturday morning, here's a sextile to the sun, here's a trine to Neptune, where we're believing things, we feel like we have faith in everything. Not bad, yeah. But what's lies ahead? Look out, here's Mars. And you're going to see that Saturday afternoon, the moon goes by Mars, and there's problems with all kinds of stuff here. And angriness, don't get angry. Well, if you'll get angry anyway. But if you get angry before you do something you shouldn't, ask yourself what you're protecting. Mars is the guy that protects us. Usually he chases the wolves from the sheep, and he prunes the trees when they have a disease, and he does hot things and sharp things, and he protects. You've got a hammer, and he's got a saw. You know, here's the EMT, here's the lifeguard, here's the fireman. You know, and firemen don't get angry. No, they know their job. They know what they're protecting. If the Mars that you have inside you doesn't know what to protect, how to go about doing it, there's always physical work to be done. Yeah, firemen are very muscle-like. They got to be strong because it's physical stuff. Hammer and saw work, like the way. So, you know, ask yourself what you're protecting. And when you find out what you're protecting and how to go about it, in an instant, the anger is gone. It's gone in a split second. But there's a job to do. You got to go out there and get that, move all that furniture, or do something. Yeah. So this is the mantra for Mars. On Saturday night, you might need it if you find yourself getting pissed off. Seriously. Because the next morning on Sunday, the moon, on the 31st, the moon's going by Saturn. And here's come the judge. So these guys have gotten together here a bit, and you know, I would want to be very careful here in how I react to things Saturday night, because Sunday morning you could be sorry, and you're going to get stuck on something here. This is a rather poor time. Since I had that 18 Aquarius full moon, the judge is not behaving. The heads of state, the Saturn characters, are not behaving. Oops, said the Israeli Prime Minister. We didn't mean to kill those 2,000 children in the school. I don't know who did that. Saturn. The judge says, no, we got to continue to execute people. The judge says, no, we're not going to let all those marijuana smokers out of jail. The judge says this, the judge says that. I'm pretty fed up with judges and politicians. I don't know about you, but you're sure going to be feeling that on Sunday.